everyone, I'm Radha Krishna. Welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is major landforms of the earth. The natural features on the earth's surface are known as landforms. The earth is not the same everywhere. Some parts of the lithosphere may be rugged and some flat. The earth has an infinite variety of landforms. These landforms are a result of two processes. The first, or the internal process, is the upliftment and sinking of the Earth's surface at several places. The second, or the external process, is the continuous wearing away and rebuilding of the Earth's surface at several places. The wearing away of the Earth's surface is known as erosion, and while the Earth's surface is continuously wearing away by the process of erosion, it is getting rebuilt at the same time by the process of deposition. These two processes are carried out by running water, ice, or wind. Broadly, we can group different kinds of landforms according to elevation and slope as mountains, plains, and plateaus. In today's video, we are going to learn about mountains. A mountain is any piece of high ground that has height over 300 meters. A mountain is taller than a hill. Hills are sometimes the remains of mountains that have borne the burnt weather. At places where two continental plates collide, pressure and strain is built which causes the earth's rocks to break, thrust, or fold up. This leads in the formation of mountains. A mountain is huge masses of land and that have height over thousands of meters in comparison to their surrounding area. Mountains are very tall and their tip is known as a peak. The tip of a mountain is known as a peak. Peaks are sometimes smoothed out and rounded or tall, sharp and pointy, depending upon the age of the mountain. Mountains that have long stood the revenges of time and that have survived to this age are worn out by the action of wind, water, ice and snow. They are known as old mountains. They have smoothed out and round peaks. This is because they are eroded by the wind, water, ice and snow. But whereas mountains that are born recently are tall, sharp and have pointy peaks, this is because they have not been eroded by the ice, snow, wind or rain yet, because they are recently born. They are known as young mountains. Mountains are usually found in the form of mountain ranges. A mountain range is a line of mountains and peaks and valleys stretching for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. And there are some mountains that you cannot see because they are located under the sea. An example of such an undersea mountain is the Mauna Kea, which is located in the Pacific Ocean in the Mariana Trench. It is taller than Mount Everest if measured all the way down to the bottom up till the peak. Mount Everest is about 8,800 meters tall, while our undersea mountain Mauna Kea is about a whopping 10,000 meters tall. But that's enough for oceans and trenches for now. Back to our real topic, the mountains. So, in some mountains, there are permanently frozen rivers of ice known as glaciers, and mountain areas have less land available for farming, and also because of the harsh climate, less people live in the mountain areas and they are lowly populated, not very highly populated. On the basis of origin, mountains can be classified into three groups: fold mountains, block mountains and volcanic mountains. Let us first learn about fold mountains. Fold mountains are in cone shape, but they appear to be as folds on the earth's surface. This is because they are formed due to the collision between two tectonic plates deep beneath the earth's surface. The collision is usually horizontal, which causes folds or wrinkles on the mountain. Most of the mountains in the world are fold mountains. So, fold mountains are of two types: old fold mountains and young fold mountains. Old fold mountains are smoothed out and eroded by nature, and they are shorter in comparison to young fold mountains. Young fold mountains, however, have a thick variety of low density cell. including granite and sedimentary rocks. These mountains exceed the heights of 3,000 meters above sea level. An example of such a young fold mountain is the Himalayan mountain range and the Alps. And examples of old fold mountains are the Aravalli range and the Appalachians. Next, block mountains. Block mountains are formed when large areas of land are broken and displaced vertically. This is when block mountains are formed. The uplifted block is known as the horst, while the load blocks are termed as the graben. A few examples of block mountains are the Rhine Valley and the Vosges Mountains in Europe. So these were examples of block mountains. By the way, block mountains are characterized by their massiveness, steep slopes, and smooth topography and comparatively smooth topography. So let's move on to volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains are formed due to volcanic eruptions. When molten lava, ash, dust, and gases come out from deep beneath the Earth's surface through the cracks in the Earth's crust and accumulate around the volcanic vent, cone-shaped volcanic mountains are formed. Examples of volcanic mountains are Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, Mount Fujiyama in Japan, and Mount Etna and Mount Vesuvius in Italy. Block mountains have 5 main characteristics: eruption, explosion, expansion, okay. Right now, I have a mistake to correct, which is I am talking about volcanic mountains right here, not block mountains. So, yes. Okay, where did we leave? Right. Volcanic mountains have 5 main characteristics: eruption, explosion, expansion, emulsification, and craters. Right. So, eruption. When a volcanic mountain erupts, it lets out lava and ashes. Explosion. When a volcanic mountain explodes, it pushes out rocks, molten magma, red hot lava, and thick smoke, and all these cause extreme heat. And expansion. Right. Expansion. When ejecting molten magma rushes down the mountain, the lava cools down and solidifies. This characteristic is mainly common in Hawaii. So, next, emulsification. When ejecting molten magma combines with chemical gases, it forms aqueous fluids, and these contain a high percent of oil. This emulsification is later drilled and filtered, and oil is extracted. Next, craters. A crater is a bowl-shaped depression formed due to volcanic activity or impact of a meteorite. A crater is present in most volcanoes during a volcanic eruption of any kind of volcanic activity, or simply an impact of a meteorite. But besides all this, mountains are also very necessary for humanity. This is because mountains form a natural boundary between two countries. For example, the Himalayas form a natural boundary between India and China. And water is also very necessary for humanity, which we use in our daily needs, especially drinking. And we get all this water from rivers, which usually have their sources or birthplaces from the mountains. And river mountain water is also used for generating hydroelectricity. Pasture lands present in the mountains are good for grazing sheep and cattle. Dense vegetation in the mountains provides animals with a natural habitat and provides us with timber. And mountains also serve as an idyllic site for tourism. Many sports like skiing, paragliding, river rafting, and trekking are done in the mountains, and many others are also famous in the mountains. So, this brings us to the end of today's video, in which we have learnt about the different types of mountains, why a mountain is important to us, and mountains themselves. So, that's it for today. Until next time, I am Aradhya. I'll see you in the next video.